We're just Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's good to see you all. Please, let's just say hello and see where we're joining from. We're going to start right away. I just pray that today my network will not misbehave. So can we all share where we are joining from? I'm joining from Port Harcourt. Once we start, I'm going to put off my my video so that at least we will not have too much interference. Okay, welcome from Lagos, Abuja. Where are we from? All right, we have Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. Welcome, everyone. I don't want to take much of our time, so let's just go right ahead. Welcome, 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 everyone that is online. I know that we've started these business skills trainings, and it's actually very good for us because a lot of us started this business without knowing what to do. In fact, a lot of people start network marketing without even knowing what to do. Okay, so thank you everyone for seeing where we're joining us through Lagos, Port Harcourt. I've seen us. I hope you have your writing materials. I know they're going to upload this, but I want you to just jot down some things because anytime you're learning and you're writing, those ones you write kind of stick. Okay, so why are we learning business skills? It's not as if we don't really know some things. Some things we learned as we're just stumbling along. I thank God for this business that you make money as you learn. But one thing about growth in any business, in any career path, is that if you want to upscale, you have to upskill. So I know that a lot of us online already know what to do about building business, but just flow with me. Every one of us, we need to improve what we already know. Then some of us have to unlearn what we learned or what we've been doing and then learn the proper things, okay? So we're looking at business skills. I know that for a couple of weeks now, we've learned about prospecting, we've learned about inviting, okay? But I'm still going to just kind of pick a little on them, but today we're going to be looking at presentation, which is the third skill that Eric Worre taught on the 7 skills to excel in your business. All right, so when we're talking about business skills, every one of us here, we're in the right place. One, some people don't have the skills at all. They don't even know what we're meant to be doing. All they know is that they were invited, they started a business, and they just started selling or started talking to people. So some of us are here to learn some skills for the first time. Some of us are going to learn new skills in addition to whatever it is that we already know. Some of us are going to reskill. That means we're going to unlearn some things and then relearn some skills. And some of us are going to upskill. That means some things we're already doing, we'll learn how to do them better. Okay. So just in a nutshell, what are the 7 skills? I believe that we should have that. I purposely did my slide like this, so you can actually screenshot what you need. Number 1 is finding prospects. I believe we've done that. Number 2 is inviting prospects to understand your product or your opportunity. We know that it's not everyone that joins us initially that comes in for the opportunity. Some people, you talk to them about the opportunity, but the kind of fallout is that they use the products. Okay. Then after that, we have to learn how to present your product or opportunity to your prospects. Right now, we're also learning how to prospect online. A lot of us have been prospecting physically, but we're learning how to prospect online. We need we need presentation skills, because when you're prospecting, your sponsor cannot be with you everywhere. And indeed, some of us, we are sponsors. We have already sponsored other people. So we need to know what to do so that we can teach others what to do. Then skill number 4 is following up with your prospects. Skill number 5, helping your prospects become customers or distributors. Your prospects was written twice, supposed to be written once. Okay, then skill number 6 is helping your new distributor get started right. All right, that's your onboarding. And then finally, skill number 7, promoting events. I believe in the weeks to come, we're going to handle every single one of this. But today, like I said, skill number 3 is what I'm going to zero in on. But before I get to skill number 3, we'll just look again at number 1 and number 2. All right, so skill number 1 is finding prospects. Where are they? Prospects are everywhere. Prospects they're not high, they are everywhere. They are online. Those of us that are doing certain things on social media, our prospects are online. Everywhere you go, there is a prospect there. Okay. So one of the things I learned years ago is that I should leave a paper trail everywhere I go. Okay, those were in the days before we started doing certain things online. But you know what? You can still leave a paper trail online. You can leave a paper trail on different social media platforms, because social media gives you visibility globally, not just in your location. You're in Port Harcourt, it gives you visibility in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, and all of that. And then it gives you connectivity. You're able to connect with other people. Then it helps you to brand. That's what social media does. It helps people to know that you're into a particular thing. Now, but when you're building physically, people still know it, but it's not the same thing. So I'm still leaving this one. Leave a paper trail. Don't do either or. Let's do all of it. Okay? Let's still prospect offline. Let's prospect online. Everywhere you go, airport, bus station, daycare, dry cleaners, go to the car park, anywhere where you're going to wash your car, drop a paper trail. Everywhere, drop something. Okay, let's do it all. Do something online. Make sure you're posting on your WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, have your schedules, TikTok, wherever you're using, leave a paper trail. So when we're looking for prospects, we're not looking to sell, we're looking to invite. That's why immediately after we talk about finding prospects, we now teach you how to invite. Okay, so when you're going out there looking for prospects, don't ambush people. Don't meet somebody and just immediately start saying, okay, I'm into forever. And you want to market as you're standing there. No, get good at inviting. And that's why one of the things you have to learn as you go along is what people call the elevator speech, or tell your story in a short form. Okay, we'll get there. So invite prospects to business opportunity presentations, live events, webinars, face-to-face meetings, 3-way calls. So when you're meeting a prospect, you're not immediately meant to start marketing the person. You're meeting the person to make a friend and eventually invite them for something. Invite them to a webinar, to a 3-way call. It can be whatever it is. It can be a phone call. It can be a WhatsApp call. It can be a Zoom meeting. You're learning how to invite. You cannot sell. And then, I listened to this network marketing principles by Will Smith. This is what I took home. He said, if you want to sell, he said, X amount of phone calls equals X amount of prospects. That means if I meet somebody somewhere and we don't exchange contact, I've not done anything. Because that means unless the person calls me, I can't reach the person. So always make sure that whoever you meet, whether it's online or offline, and you will exchange numbers, always try to save the number immediately or try to dial that number and make sure the number you saved is correct. Because if you're not making the phone calls, you don't have the prospects. Then it says X amount of prospects equals X amount of customers, whether they are customers or business partners. And then X amount of customers equals X amount of money. It always kind of ends up as being cash, whether they buy products or they are part of your business. So those are the things you have to, okay. So you see what I said? My network is misbehaving. So I'm going to keep talking. That's why I'm using 2 devices. As soon as it comes back on, we'll do that. Okay. Just flow with me. Mind this network. Let's resume. Okay, so skill 1, finding. We've already talked about finding the prospects. I'm just going to move right ahead. All right. So what's the step 1? Finding the prospects. You're making a comprehensive list, either from your, what would you call it? The people you already know, who do you know list? I'm trying to get this back to a slide. All right. Okay, thank you. So make a list, have my first 100 names, everyone goes on the list. Everyone you know goes on the list. Don't prejudge, don't decide whether they will do or they will not do. Just like when you're meeting people, put them on that list. It's after you put them on the list, you will now start profiling to know, how am I going to talk to this person? How am I going to connect with this person? So everyone you know goes on the list. Capture your entire network in a book. If you have not started, you need to start. And then make sure that your list is always constantly updated. Make sure that at every point you have a funnel of prospects. Don't let it be that the prospects you're talking to are the people you got their names several, maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 1 year ago. There's no new person. Always update it. Okay? When you now look at your list, it says you have to look at what they said. Think about people they know, the 2nd degree of separation. That means if I write 10 people, then I'm going to now sit back and ask myself, who do my 10 people know? You add that to your list again. Then you have the 6 degrees of separation, all right? Said all 6 contacts away from one person, any person in the world. You find that you know practically everybody. So think about members of your family, your friends, and all that, and then add them to the list. Add them to the list. So every time you have an active candidate, sometimes you have somebody who said no before, that you will go back to maybe 6 months after. Remember I said, I'm sure you've done this before. I'm just trying to do a recap before I go to the presentation. All right, so skill number 2 is understand, inviting prospects. Get them to understand either your product or your opportunity. All right, some people, like Randy Gage says, he actually prospects from the opportunity. And then it's when they don't want to do the business, he talks about the product. The same with Eric Worre. But I know that some people have the school of thought that starts from product. Now, if you're going to prospect from product, it means that it's going to be selective of a particular age. Because when you're prospecting younger people, most of the time, product doesn't really necessarily appeal to them right now. Okay? So you have to look at maybe the prospects you have and then decide how you invite them, or when you invite them, what are you going to start up with? I do more of opportunity, but I'm also learning, depending on who the person is, whether to start with product. All right, so professionals don't pitch their product or opportunity. Instead, when the timing is appropriate, they invite them somewhere. You know what? Because you want to be sure that whatever it is you're doing can be duplicated. I can know how to market everybody. I can know how to present. I have people that followed me. Maybe the way I spoke to this person is different from the way I spoke to this other person. It's not everybody that can do that. So you have to do something that becomes like a system that the people in your business will be able to emulate. Especially now that we're going online and we're telling people to go there. I have a lot of people that when they maybe like your reel, like your post, like something, believe you me, when they chat to you, they are not looking for your business. There's somebody that just chatted me, and I was trying to get to know what he wanted. He said he doesn't want anything else. I'm talking about it is me. I said, see me, I'm married. Some of them, they come from that angle. So you must know how to direct them to why you're there. So always learn how to follow the process so that you can teach the same thing. Invite people for an event. When people connect with you, you should have an end. Know where you're going. Have an idea of what you want to achieve and always direct them back to that. All right. So when you have prospects, your prospect is like somebody who is prospecting gold, somebody who is searching for something. You're looking for people either to buy your product or to do business. So you must know what to do to direct them there. So learn how to invite either to a one-on-one meeting, two-on-one meeting, three-way call, a group conversation. There must be something you are directing them to. Okay, so a lot of times you start with a pre-approach. You don't just hit them bam with a business opportunity. Have something you're exposing them to before another thing. So you're learning, that's why we say you have to learn how to invite. There are always things to invite them to. And some of them, you've invited them for one, you're inviting them for something else. And you expose them to a third-party presenter, all right? So for building a large and duplicating system, you have to now learn how to use tools. Remember, I said it's not just what you can do for yourself, it's what other people can also pick and be able to work with. So tools are very effective. Now, part of what we're doing now, like now, these business trainings, they are tools being uploaded on the Forever page, on the Zoom, on the YouTube link. So anybody that comes, you want to learn how to invite, use the tool. That's what tools do. Presentation tools, training tools. So learn how to use tools. Okay, in those days, it used to be CDs, DVDs, magazines, brochures. Right now, there are more of YouTube links and what do you call them? PowerPoint presentations and all of that. Okay, so 4 basic rules about emotions of inviting. Number 1, detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Don't invite expecting them to come, and when they don't come, you get depressed. No, just do the activities. The results will show up. So don't get emotional. Be yourself. Just focus on being your best self. Don't try to prospect like another person. Be you. Of course, you can become better, but don't try to mimic or change your voice or try and become somebody else. Just be you. Bring some passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. Learn how to smile, even when you're on the phone. Okay, there's the vibration, there's the frequency that people will get even when you're on the phone. Then have a strong posture. That means be bold, be confident. Don't be apologetic. We have an amazing opportunity. So when you're offering it to people, don't apologize. Be very confident. I'm offering you a gold mine. And you shouldn't come across as arrogant, but you have to know that you have the most amazing opportunity and you're looking for people who you want to share the opportunity with, people you want to help. All right. So guiding principle to every network marketing professional, which we are all aiming to be. We're aiming to be professionals. We're not touts. We're not, I know some people use the word hustle, but yes, side hustle is good, but don't be a hustler. Don't be like a market person. Okay, we're professionals. In network marketing, he says it doesn't matter what works, it only matters what duplicates. Those are things you need to have in your head. He said the pros bring a fire with them that is contagious. Make sure you are an excited person. Sometimes I introduce myself as I'm an excited and grateful FBA. They ask, what's an FBA? I'm a forever business owner, but I am excited and I am grateful. Okay, so you have to bring enthusiasm. You can't be trying to invite people to your business and your door. You have to be excited about the opportunity because the opportunity is amazing. Okay, these are things we have to learn. Then the other thing, that is where presentation comes in. I love this statement by Eric Worre. He said, the person with the marker makes the money. In other words, the person in front of the room giving the presentation usually has a higher than average income. Some of us are so scared of presentation. And it's something we can do. We run away from it. If you keep running, who is going to take over? It's not the people that presented the last time. They can't be the ones always presenting. We need new ideas. We need new skills. We need new vibe, new fire. Everybody has something to bring. Okay? So you need to learn how to present. It's like the elephant in the room. People shy away from it. You can't be perfect before you start. You have to. You have to just start presentation. Some people are amazing at inviting. In fact, when we go for programs, sometimes it can be quite maybe upsetting for the trainer, but it's not anybody's fault. You have a program, you have an event, and the trainer will come and train excellently. but the hall, the trainer does not have anybody in that hall. Some people are very good at inviting. They're very good at prospecting. But tell them to come and stand in front. They will run away. They will take off. But that's something you have to, you have to just decide to break it. And I believe that after today, if you were scared of presentation before, you're going to pick it up. Because the person with the marker makes the money. People assume that the person in front of them knows it all. Meanwhile, as you're sitting there, you might find that you know more than me. But because I'm right there in front, everybody is looking at me. And if you have ever been a presenter, you notice that once you finish presenting, some people that come in is your number they want. In fact, they want to abandon the person that brought them. Meanwhile, it's possible the person that brought them might know more than you. All right, so you have to learn how to present. Learn by starting to learn how to tell your story. All right, he said it's extremely valuable in building your business. That's what we talk about, the elevator speech, the timing it takes you to enter an elevator and get to the next floor. You should be able to say who you are, tell your story. All right, people are not interested in how much you know, but they are interested in your story. People like stories. That's why people listen to gossip. Some people are on social media just for gossip. They want to hear stories. Stories sell. So learn how to tell your story. No matter what your background is, you can craft a compelling personal story. All right. And the theme of your story should be, if I could do it, anyone could do it too. All right. So let's come to skill number 3, which is becoming a presenter. And you become a presenter in 3 stages. Number 1, it starts with learning how to tell your story. You should be able to tell people how you joined this business. You should be able to tell them in a nutshell 4 things really. But you learn how to tell your story, learn how to do a standard opportunity presentation, just a basic one, and then learn different training presentations, like how we're doing business skills. Now you can learn product. You don't have to be a pharmacist or a doctor to be able to do it. Basic. Our products are not even supposed to be for medical purposes. So you should be able to do a basic product presentation. All right. So every good story has 4 elements. Number 1, your background. Number 2, the things you didn't like about your background. Number 3, how network marketing or your company Forever came to the rescue. So you're going to talk about where you're coming from, why you don't like where you were coming from, or why you needed to do another thing. It could be that Forever is your part-time. It's not necessarily your full-time. And then you talk about how Forever came to your rescue. All right. Then you now mention the results you have. If you don't have results right now, then you talk about how you feel about your future. Okay? So this is my story. Very short. Very short. Just introduce my name is Ukamaka. I'm a wife. Always I'm a mom. I'm a pastor. I'm an architect. And I was in private practice for 14 years. It's right here, with an irregular income. The only tangible asset I have to show, I always say, it's a second-hand visibility gallant. After 14 years. But in 2005, I was embarrassed by my lack of contributory financial support to my nuclear and my extended family. So I cried out for help. Who did I cry? I cried out to God. In November 2005, I was introduced to network marketing, and it changed my life. Network marketing. But I started building Forever business in 2008. So instead of being afraid of the future, now I'm excited about it. Okay, that is for somebody who does not have any testimonial. But in my own case, I will now say, since then, I've been awarded 5 brand new cars, a total of 13 car awards. I've also traveled 33 times, all expenses paid for luxury vacations. My income has been amazing every month, unfailing since then. Now I have a residual income, courtesy Forever. Simple. So you have to learn, you have to sit down and craft your story. It's not any other person's own. It's your story. And it's something you should be able to say, meet somebody, you're introducing yourself, and you're able to do it. That's how you start learning how to do presentation. The first thing, learn how to tell your story. Then before we go on to presentation proper, I need us to look at what we call business success soft skills, not just the business skills. The business skills, we've talked about the 7 of them, but there are soft skills that help or enhance those business skills. All right? Now, see what David Mahoney said. He said, there comes a moment when you have to stop revving your car and shove it into gear. A lot of us have been saying, I'm going to present to, you've told your center manager, see, I'm going to present. Okay, manager, You put my name, but not now. I'm still preparing. I'm still working on myself. I'm still learning. A time will come when you just have to, you have learned enough. Some of us, we've been in forever for like 4 years, 3 years. And it's not about whether you're a manager or not. I started presenting, I started training from the day I started up in forever. So from assistants, because you can imagine, you start your business, you're an assistant supervisor, you sponsor other people. And you have to start learning how to say something. So I've been training since I started the business. Some of us, we've been in forever 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and we are still revving the car. You need to shove this car into gear. You need to shove it. So number 1 business skill is communication skill. Number 2, business marketing skills. We won't take all of it, but I just want you to know them. Number 3, problem solving skill. You have to be somebody who is either a solution provider, you're proactive, or if a problem happens, you solve it. Networking skills. I didn't say network marketing skills. Networking skills. It's a skill. Presentation skills is a skill. Leadership skills. Self-management skills. You're dealing with people. You can even call these people skills, but it's bottom line, you're not managing people, you're managing yourself. You're managing your response to people, because you're going to have people you're working with that we don't all have the same temperament, but you as the person who is bringing them into the business, you manage your response to them. You have essential life skills. Okay, when we're talking about exchange rates, price increase, fuel has done this. Yeah, these are life skills. We have to have those skills. If not, anything that happens will affect your business. You have to have interpersonal skills, personal management skills. All right, is actually the same thing as self-management, but not exactly. But personal management is like your personal development, developing yourself mentally. Self-management is learning self-control. They look alike, but they're not exactly the same thing. All right. Then you have customer service and relation skills. So when people are already part of your business, you have your internal customers, you have your external customers. These are all skills that if I know how to present and I don't have the other skills, I can bring people into my business and I lose them. So a lot of us have been able to sponsor people over the years, but we've not been able to retain. It's part of our 4 core. You have the recruitment, then you have the retention. If you don't retain, you can't be productive, you can't develop. So we have to learn how to work with people. All right. Then we have what we call business meeting disciplines. If you're somebody who wants to learn how to present, you must have these business disciplines. Number 1, attend regularly and be punctual. Now, what does that mean? If you want to be a presenter, there's no way you will learn how to present except when you attend trainings. So you have to attend trainings. If you don't attend other people's trainings when they are training, quote me, when you're going to train, nobody will attend. It's just a law. So learn how to attend and learn how to be punctual. That means you see how the training started from the beginning. You will also note what was not done right, because if your setup is not done right, you will find yourself throughout the training trying to catch up or balance out. It's just like even when we're doing this online training. If you're the trainer, you can't come in when other people are coming. You need to have set up. There's so many things you should have done. So you come early and watch how they are setting. When I joined, when I came online, I noticed that there were already 2 people in the Zoom room. Now, they would have seen how maybe Kelechi was checking one thing or the other. That is what you do when you want to become a presenter. You have to do that. You have to focus on the need of a guest. So that means today's training is for FBOs. So as I'm coming here to train, I must be focused on the needs of the FBOs. When it's an opportunity presentation, you're focusing on the needs of the people. You're not focusing on your own need. Some of us, when we're doing presentation, we're focusing on the case credit we want to make, on the target we want to meet. So everything we're doing is all about us. Even when you're doing a business opportunity, you shouldn't be talking about how you plan to be financially free. Yes, that is your aim, but that's not what you're meant to project to the people. It's when you serve, those things will happen. So we have to learn that it's about the people. When you're presenting, it's about the people, not about you and I. Okay? Then another business meeting discipline is to support the speakers. If you want to learn how to present, you have to learn how to support the speakers. That means you have to be part of it. If I'm training and you're in the hall, you shouldn't be on your phone throughout. It's going to happen to you when it's your own time. And when you're a presenter, there's nothing as upsetting as looking and seeing that every other person is busy doing something else. So why did they come? So you have to learn how to support the speakers. If it's something like this, oh, thank you, I see some people sending an emoji. That's how you support. That's how you support. You do something to support the speakers. It's part of a business meeting discipline. You learn how to participate and be a part of the larger team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see the emojis coming up. All right, so let's go straight for the presentation skills. I love quotes. Anybody who has attended my trainings, you know, I read differently. Somebody is raising hand. We'll address questions. Please just note your question. I'll answer questions before we close out. Okay, Eleanor Roosevelt said something. She said, courage is doing what you are afraid to do. And she said, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. I'd been training my team. A time came when I was invited to train in Abuja. I almost fainted. I was like, what? Train who? What do I know? How long have I been in the business? You know, so if you imagine that there are people who get on stage to train, and for a few moments, they're not like having that stage fright, it's a lie. You just learn how to cushion it. You learn how, in fact, initially, when I'm doing some training, I'll remove my glasses. So I'm not seeing the faces of everybody. But you know, as you keep doing it, it doesn't mean you don't have the stage fright, but once you climb up there, you're like, I've done this before. So you can't wait until you're no longer afraid. You are just going to go take it and do it. And as you start doing it, believe you me, you find out, oh my God, you're saying something that makes sense. Even yourself, you'll be worried, you'll be wondering, what did I say? But that's it. That's it. So presentations can be in varying modes. Number one, that's different modes, right? It can be formal or informal. Then number two, it can be corporate, all right? Or it can be one-on-one. Corporate means it's like a classroom setting or a hall setting, or it can be one-on-one. It can be three of you around a table. But you know what? Whether it is corporate or one-on-one, it can either be formal or informal. I'm going to explain that. Most presentations with organizations or business-oriented persons, as an audience, they are required to be formal. Once you're invited, whether you're invited to do a health talk in an office or you're invited to talk to whatever it is, but it's in a business setting and you have an audience, most of the time it is formal. You're not going to come there in an informal manner. It's formal. Now, but you know, when you have the personal one-on-one, that one can either be formal or informal. Depends on who you're talking to. Some people meet maybe in a restaurant. Some, you know, you can have informal settings. So you have to understand that in presentation, it's not just one size fits all. It depends. But majority of the time, when you are presenting in front of business people, always have in mind that it's mostly a formal setting. Okay? So now, for those of us that have already started presenting, we also need to improve our presentation skills. We have to improve it. You should have a structure to your presentation. You don't put something somewhere and then put another thing somewhere. You know, you have to have a logical approach to your presentation. You should have an introduction, the main body, and then the conclusion. There should be a format. Then practice beforehand. I tell you, when I started network marketing, and my God, they said I had to smile. And I'm like, smile for what? What is there to smile about? That was the first thing I had to learn how to do, how to smile. And I had to do it in front of a mirror. And then in learning how to smile, sometimes you see your face looking like you're crying. You have to practice. Don't just, we did all this. Now we can just come out and then go, but do it for yourself. Then your body language, you know, smile, make eye contact. Don't keep your head down, except maybe it's in a particular culture. Move around as if you have a right to be there. And then don't stand behind a podium as if maybe you're in church and you're the pastor and you're in front of a pulpit. Make sure you move around. Moving around talks about confidence. You're comfortable in your own space, in your own skin. Then you can have handouts, especially when you go to maybe a church or somewhere and you're doing a training. You shouldn't have somebody that is passing around paper, because most times they don't give you enough time. Maybe they give you like 10 minutes, but within that 10 minutes, make sure you're passing around paper, that you collect questions and phone numbers so that after all, you can follow up, okay? Then when you're speaking, speak clearly. Okay, you see that I talk fast, right? I have to caution myself. If you leave me, I talk way too fast. And most of the time, because I feel I have so much to say with such a short time, you know, but still you have to talk in a way that the people can understand you, and try to make sure that everything about you're not talking jargon, you're making sense. If you're too fast, they'll just be looking at you at the end of the day, okay, and then nobody has said anything. But also don't be too slow. Okay, so like I told you, I'm improving. Nobody's there. I'm learning and I'm improving. Then your PowerPoint slides. This is where I'm also trying to improve. You know, sometimes I may have too many things happening, but that's because sometimes, like I said, I have too much to say. But it's very important that your slides are clean and simple as much as possible. So you might find out that this my particular stage, maybe they're not as clean or as simple. I want to drive for, I'm still learning. Sometimes my slide is too crowded, but try and make sure that your slides are clear. Let people be able to follow it. And that's why maybe most of the time when I'm training, before you get to the final, I take it bit by bit so that I'm not crowding you as I'm speaking. Then build a rapport with your audience. Make sure you get them involved and inject humor. Humor is very important when you're presenting. Don't be too rigid. Even if you're talking about something serious, you need to make everybody relax. Nervousness, deal with it. Deal with it. If you have to have something in your hand to make sure you relax, okay? It's normal to be nervous, like I said, but you have to find a way to practice and reduce the nerves. When you're prepared, nerves reduce. All right, so and I love this quote by John Maxwell. One of the reasons why I decided to work on myself, I read, in fact, when I started network marketing, I read mostly his books. Before I started reading books on network marketing, I was reading books on leadership because I felt, oh my God, I'm going to be dealing with people. How do I relate with these people? And John Maxwell said this, it's not what you are paid for what you do, but who you become by what you do. So when I started Forever, I made myself available to train. Once you say there's a trade, I'm ready for it. Some of us run away from some of us run away from training. Some of us ask, what are they paying? They're not even paying me. They're not even paying us. No, I learned this a long time from John Maxwell. How much can you pay me for who I have become over the years? You can't. So when you are training, you're developing yourself. You're improving yourself. And nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. So when we're talking to you now about training, don't think it's about them. It's about you. It's not about them. Okay? So now we're coming to you now. People buy people. It's not the business. You know, yes, when they get into Forever, and I say, okay, Forever is good. But before they get into Forever, it's you they are buying. So your image is you. Your communication and appearance in network marketing, in fact, it's crucial. So always present not over serious, not rigid, or don't ever make people trivialize your business because of the way you appear. They said, dress how you want to be addressed. And then look at your facial expressions. You can't be somebody who is always frowning and squeezing because you feel you are serious. Everybody must see your serious, sweet face. No way. So your appearance must be approachable, but you should be somebody who, when they see you, they know you're going somewhere. When people see me, they don't waste my time because I look as if I'm going somewhere. I don't have time for that, but I'm not rude in that. So always project a professional image. We're doing business. We're doing big business for that matter. Always present a professional image. And then the professional image is not just about your clothes. It's not about your car. My God, the major thing is your moral qualities. I'm telling you, let your word be yes or no. Integrity. People are watching your character. That's what will make people keep coming, even those that join your business. You have to look at your personal life ethic. If you're somebody who projects excellence, excellence will be seen in every area of you. In your dressing, in your attending meeting, in the way you talk to people. Have a professional image, not just in dressing. Agree to become better. Nobody has arrived, but you have to decide that I want to become a better me. I want to be the best me I can be. So in every area, I project that professional image. You shouldn't come maybe to Forever and hear me shouting, screaming, or laughing so loud that people are wondering, am I in my bedroom? Project that professional image, please. All right, 4 areas that have a huge impact on your image and how you present yourself. Number 1, your appearance. Number 2, your interpersonal interaction. Number 3, written interaction. Number 4, networking. Now, some of us will say, I didn't go to school. Well, fine and good. Not everybody has to go to school. But when you want to project a professional image, you need that help. When you are typing, please check your tenses. Check, especially when you're going to have a written interaction. There are people you're going to meet. Remember, we're all meant to be sponsoring up. You're not meant to sponsor people who you are better than. You're meant to be sponsor people who are better than you. Now, if you don't know how to have solid professional written interaction, you're going to put off some people. And maybe those are the people you need to scale up. Thank God for the days of AI, even though it's making some people very lazy. You shouldn't just use AI, but you have to find a way to make sure you present yourself professionally, even in what you're writing. Now, if your handwriting is scrawly, it doesn't mean you're not intelligent. A lot of doctors, their writing is crazy. But since you know that your writing is barely legible, type. Always present a professional image. See, my slide is now getting busy. Don't worry. For you, don't make it as busy as mine, but you can screenshot. I did this so that you screenshot, please. When you're presenting, move with purpose, okay? Whether you're walking or shaking a client, purposeful movement, it kind of projects that you're comfortable in your space. You're not going to be moving as if, hey, am I sure? Should I be here? You should be here. Dress appropriately, depends on where you're going. Of course, if I'm going to do a presentation in a beach, I can wear a good suit and high heel. I have to know where I am. But you know what? If I'm going to do business, I can't wear flip-flops. I can't wear canvas. I can't wear a suit and wear canvas. Please, let's be appropriate in our dressing. Okay? And I can't dress, some of us, when we're going to present, what we're wearing is showing us too much. The question now, because what are you selling? So you have to project a professional image. Check your dressing, please. Then walk, don't run. Even if you're coming late, don't race into a presentation. My God, it will show desperation. It will just, you look stressed out of control. You can enter a presentation already sweating. And it will take you time to gather yourself. So try and come early so that you don't have to do all of that. Okay? Our slide, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at that time. So presentation skills, they are very essential. So make each point count. So when you're having your presentation slides, always like have a caption and then now talk about whatever it is, make it count. Animate your audience. There's many things you need to do. But the major thing I want to highlight here is what is in it for your audience. Every time you are presenting, it's about them. It's never about you and I know we want the case credit. I know we want to meet the targets. But presentation, we're here to serve. If you serve many people, you will make a lot of money. So because you're looking to serve, you're looking to help somebody who is ill get better, somebody who doesn't have money make money, somebody who wants a career, you're there to serve. So always, always project that. I'm here for you. And that's why Forever is about what matters most to you, to me. It's not about what matters most to them. So the same way you and I have to project it. Forever wants to look at what matters most to me, but I also have to look at what matters most to my customers, what matters most to my downlines. That's how I'm supposed to handle it, okay? So why should people come and sit down and listen to you if you're just there to talk about yourself? They are there because they want to know how they can get better. Whatever I have achieved or not achieved is irrelevant, is about them, okay? So there's something they call the speaker's impact. And it's just a pie chart that should said is 7% what you say. In fact, the first time I looked at it, I was like, wow. But that's the truth. That is the truth. When you attend a presentation and you leave and they ask, what did the person say? Sometimes you can't even remember what the person said, but you can feel the person's energy. You can feel the person's passion. He said it's 55% how you look. Have you seen why appearance is very, very important? If I enter for a presentation, in fact, just watch me. You see how the colors of this pie chart, the red, the blue, and the yellow. Imagine me dressed with these 3 colors. Half the time, you're going to wonder whether I'm a clown. That is everything. You're going to be confused about why did I dress this? It's too loud. It's too colorful. It's too whatever. So your dressing is very important because 55% of what they are hearing is how you look. As some people, when you're even prospecting them, all they are calculating is how much what you're wearing from your head to your toe is how you look, they're looking at. Whether you say it's bad or good. That is what it is. Then he now says how you sound. Some of us feel, I beg, this is how I speak. Leave it, manage it like that. When I am presenting, I don't use some tenses. I'm telling you, I don't use it. And then if my intonation is very local, I have to work on it. There are people that go and work on their voice note, work on their accent, because you're a presenter. Don't come and present in a way that you put off some people. That is just the fact. But you don't even start one day. Just start and you learn it as you go. So always apply the YIIFM. What it means is, what is the need for them? What is the need for me? That's the client is thinking, this thing you're talking, what is the need for me? Always apply it. It flows best when the presenter has rehearsed it. You know your sales pitch, okay? And then your subject is what the person can relate with. You're coming for what they can relate with. So you can't go to MDs and you're talking to them about how to make an extra $1,000. They can't relate with that. That's not what they need. You have to find a way. What this particular group you're going to talk to, what do they need? Very important. I went for a presentation. Somebody invited me to an office. And then I started talking about forever and blah, blah, blah. And they were just looking at me like, in fact, most of them had folded hands, just looking at me. After a while, I had to say, sorry, okay, please. It's like I had to regroup. I said I was called here to talk about health talk and talk about this, that, and I've just been talking generally. Please, okay, is there anybody here who has a health issue? They were still looking at me. I said, because I want to know whether am I talking about hypertension, am I talking about diabetes? They were still looking at me. I said, I want to know which area. One person said, Madam, stop wasting our time. Everybody here is sick. So I had to now ask them what you could do. They said, tell me they're all rig workers. He gave me a channel. I now knew, in fact, what I faced that day was erectile dysfunction. I started from there and I got that's once they told me that all of them were offshore workers, they were into gas flaring. I knew that even if they don't have BP issues, they have erectile dysfunction, majority of them. So it's always important that you're presenting from the need of the people you're addressing. Okay, so preparation, I'm rounding up now. When you're a presenter, preparation is the key. Remember I said you can practice in front of a mirror. It means plan it, practice it. Plan it, practice it. Whatever it is you're going to do, plan it and then practice it. Then equip yourself. Have books. It's important to read. If you don't have the time or energy to be looking at books, there are audio books. You just have to pay a little bit more. If you know a book you're meant to read, go download it and pay. They are not more, you don't pay much. Just have it as an audio book as you're doing something. Just like when you have audio books, you can't write. But if you're somebody who can, at least if you hear something, you now go and write. Please get books, brochures. When you're going for presentations, have some things to give out. Then when you're going for a presentation that maybe is not forever, because some of us were just focused on only forever presentations. No, you should have presentation maybe in a church, in a school, in a meeting place. Just ask them, do you have a projector screen? Do you have a projector? Do you have this? Then find out what you need to carry by yourself. You should know the basic equipment you need when you're going for a public presentation. Very, very important. Okay, these are things that you need. And then when you prepare, you find out that you are confident, okay? But preparation now begins to make you know that these are the things I need. Then you get to know. So preparation and knowledge, they are prerequisites, all right? So when you're preparing to, that's when you start asking, who am I going to present to? What do they need? So you have to have their perceived needs. Then in your slide, you have already anticipated the questions. It might not even be a formal slide. It might be that you're just going to talk in a church. Already, you should have anticipated questions, concerns, and be ready for that. That's how you prepare. Then make jottings on paper. It will help you even before you create a slide. It's always good to write down. If I go to this place, I'm going to talk to these people about this. I need to arrange my thoughts. What should I be talking to them about? Is when you have finished writing it out, you start having a visual presentation of what you want to say. So you use PowerPoint. Why is it good to use PowerPoint? Or even if it's your phone, now you can have some screenshots. The reason is this: visual aids, they heighten retention of the spoken word up to 70%. Why is it that slides are good? It kind of hits you. Like now, this picture of somebody in front of a mirror. I can say, stand in front of a mirror and do so and so. But the fact that you've seen somebody standing in a mirror, it will stick. So slides are good, all right? Then finally, the major tip, well, on this slide, major tip is take a hard copy of your presentation. Sometimes you go somewhere, even on the screen now, they can take light. Something can crash, laptop can crash, something can happen. And then if you don't have a hard copy of your presentation, the whole day is gone because you won't be able to do anything. So it's important to have whatever it is you wanted to say, have it somewhere, okay? Public presentation, just as a roundup, arrive early, ensure that whoever is in charge of setting up is there. Come early. Don't say because they invited me, I can come anytime. No, you come early and make sure that the things you need, they are set. Own the space. When you come in, you're looking around, you know where you want to stand. Acquaint yourself with those that came early. Why? You want them to sit in front. Those people that came early, find out who is funny, who is, just with them, and then bring them near you. You don't want people that as you're talking, they're already criticizing you without you saying something much. And when you're presenting, never stand in front of the projector, right? It will cover the screen, and of course, not even healthy for you. Those are rays. Then face the audience, not the screen. You're not just there to be reading the screen. You're facing the audience. It's very crucial you get their attention. Make eye contact. Don't read. Before the training, you should have an idea. The slide is just giving you, oh, this is what I practice. You're not meant to be reading. Okay, so to ensure the presentation is blah, 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 that's not what we're meant to be doing. Okay, so you should have prepared. And then make sure you laugh, smile, reduce stress. When you're training, you can even crack a joke. You have yourself. Do something to make everybody kind of relax, breathe, don't overload. And in closing, I want you to look at this picture. See, I want to make you laugh. Look at this baby. And then look at this man that is busy training, and everybody, half the people are gone to sleep. When you're training or presenting and you notice that half of your audience are not with you, change it, change the topic, change what you're saying, say something to make them laugh, get somebody, call somebody, say, come, whatever. You must make sure that you've not lost the people you're talking to. How do you do that? When you're starting, you know, everybody can't have a long presentation and make it very interesting. Start with what we call the 20-20 rule of presentation. What is it? 20 slides, each lasting 20 seconds. You want to make sure you deliver in short time. Even if they say you're too fast, they'll tell you to come back. It's better that they tell you to come back than when you're talking, they are no longer with you, all right? So it helps you to be concise and keeps you from boring people. You don't want to bore the people. And when you bore the people, they will not be asking, is this what I'm going to be doing? If you can imagine, if you attend a training and everybody is sleeping, tomorrow when they tell you come and present, you will not agree. You say, hey, so come and sleep when I'm talking. Meanwhile, it's not necessarily the same thing, all right? Then finally, engage the audience right from the start. Like how we said, where are you joining from? If it's a physical meeting, try and get to know names, just with them, what do you do? You know, entertain while you teach, use humor. Tell a story, challenge with a question. Then make sure you're using body language. As I'm moving my hand, it's okay, but don't be fidgeting. Don't let them see your tension. Everybody gets tense, but try and calm down. And then project your voice. Let your enthusiasm and excitement be heard. Whether you're talking about products, let it be heard. Let them see you, that you're excited about this product you're using. You're excited about this business you're doing. Let them feel it and then want to be a part of your excitement. Okay, so I am done with my slide. I want to take our questions now. Somebody was raising hand. So now I'm ready for your question. Kelechi, do you know the person that was raising hand?
No, ma.
Okay, all right. So if we don't have it, do we have any questions? Somebody was raising hand initially, but I can't seem to get the person. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. If we have any question, let's ask. I'm checking our time. I think we're right on time.
Okay, you are right, ma.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We're all letting you know.
We have Adedoyin Unisa raising hand. Adedoyin Unisa. Thank you.
Okay, somebody else, I think it's Adedoyin Yinusa. I don't know whether you can unmute the person, Kelechi.
Yes, I've unmuted myself, and
Okay, ma'am.
I firstly want to say thank you so much, Ma. In fact, you are going to see me in Port Harcourt by God's grace.
All right, awesome. Awesome.
Great, encouraging one, I must tell you, because I'm one of those that run away from presentation, although I do it once in a while, but I've really gained a lot of push tonight. So the only thing I have question before, but by the time you finish, I think my question has been answered, and I want to say God bless you, and it's a great one to be with people like you. You really encouraged me tonight, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you, Ma. All right, thank you, everyone. It means that we don't have any question. I know that they're going to upload this on the YouTube, so at least you can always go back to it. Feel free to ask me any question if you have up to now. Okay, so Kelechi, over to you.